Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Rob Grimaldi, producer-songwriter. You might know me a little bit from my work with BTS, Blackpink, Martin Garrix, Teddy Swims, and many, many more. And today, we are going to make an original track in Pro Tools using Splice and show you everything about it. So I'm really excited to get started, and let's get to it. Splice has been a big part of my life since I found out about the platform. I think it's an incredible tool for producers to incorporate into their workflow. And I understand that everyone's workflow is different. I play 4 instruments and I'm pretty heavily a musician, but Splice has been so great for me to expedite process. And today I'm going to show you how this track specifically was made. It's a K-pop track that I had to make for a K-pop group, and I actually was on a plane and needed to create it very quickly and pulled some Splice samples that I wanted to manipulate into something really cool, creative, and different that fit the vibe of the direction of the project. The special treat is I haven't even gotten to verse 2 yet since this track is so new. So what I want to do is actually bring in Splice's newest addition, which is Pro Tools integration, and use that to create the second verse vibe with you. So that's going to be really fun, and we're going to get at it right now. As you can see here on my screen, Splice is in the top right side of Pro Tools, which is crazy. It's going to make everything much faster for users, which I'm really excited about. And now we're entering verse 2. We want verse 2 to feel a little bit different with new things added and new things manipulated. So I want to jump in with you. One of the cool features about the Pro Tools integration of Splice is it can actually read audio from your session and give you recommendations of sounds that may fit. First thing is first, drag in audio from my session into the search sound area here. So we're doing that. And Splice is now processing the sound, and I think it's going to give me recommendations of things we can add, which is crazy, and it did. So it's reading basically key, progression. I gave them the verse 2 progression because we got away from the pre-chorus for this section, and it looks like they've offered sounds that are going to fit not only sonically, but more importantly in the right key of our song. So let's give it a shot. We're going to test Splice right now, which is awesome. So here's our lead sound, just for your memory. And the other cool feature that they built is you can actually play your Splice samples in session at the same time as your playback. So if you want to have your lead in the background, so cool. It worked great. So you're playing your lead. Okay, so 2 things I heard immediately, and we're going to drag them in. First thing is there are stabs here that I want to incorporate. A piano one for sure, and then there's also one up here that we caught earlier. Yeah, very simple horn stabs that we're going to make sound super iconic. So we bring those in. We're going to verse 2, and you need to think, coming out of this chorus, we want something totally different. So what I'm actually going to do is pull the lead out completely. I'll show you why and how. So chorus. So I want all the top end out of this, and it's going to leave room for the new Splice sounds that we're going to bring in and mess with. Cool. So we automate that ourselves. Piano and horns are actually going to do very similar things here. We're using them strictly as stabs. Taking the piano and the horn, we're finding the correct note for each. Got it. So we're editing these clips. We're bringing them to the front. So we're coming out of the chorus, and I want to make sure the new sounds are hitting on one. Yeah. Love. So what I want to do here, we're going to do some chopping with you, which is cool. Love what the samples are doing. I think both of those can use a little bit of Devil Lock or Decapitator or whatever your distortion plugin of choice is. Everybody's a little different on that. We're going to chop some of these samples up here. Pretty simple. Fades. So that you can hear a little bit of a stutter coming into sections. It'll make it feel a little bit cooler. One more time. And then we're going to build in one more note here on the transitional point going into the verse, which is going to be fun. Let's hear it. We know where it lands. I want to do a little pickup going to this last chord, and it's going to preview what the synth is doing later on. Pitch thing of choice, we'll just do pitch shift here. I'm going down a whole step, I believe. Yes. And that's going to sound like this. Here we go. Hey, let's click on. Big fill there. And then we're back. Okay. What's happening? Got it. Okay, let's use some more Splice stuff and see what else we can add. This is fun. Cool. I like this one a lot. It's actually mimicking the filter we built in on our lead sound, so they might feel really good together. So I'm bringing in the sound. I'm coming up here. I think this is at a... Oh, it actually warped to the BPM, which is great. Let's listen to this one on its own. Cool. So when we're in here messing with this, the most important part, as we talked about earlier, is identifying what you like about the sound and really getting in the trenches and kind of messing with it a bit. So for me here, I love this like one note swoop in the very beginning when it's going. But I'm going to chop the middle of it and use this here as like a low energy, as a low filter thing. I'll show you how to do it. So I'm pulling my EQ from above, and I want this to feel very muffled and low. And we're going to put that in the front of the verse and see. We'll use that as a stutter piece with the piano and horns to kind of just give it a little bit of mystery in the bottom end. Here we go. Playing the chorus into the verse for you. I love that. That's the perfect bed for second verse. This third one we can actually probably drag out. Let's hear it. Love that. So now we've got our second verse pretty much done. We're going to add a couple drums from Splice because we have it up, and it's going to be really easy and convenient. What a great tool having it in Pro Tools. This is really cool. I'm going to verify the last bit of the sample that we just added to have a little bit of a bend at the end. Here we go. Love. Okay. So let's listen to that all together. I also want to go up here and just take some drums from earlier. I think we want a little bit more oomph starting the second verse. Sometimes we'll do like double time clap or something, kind of like the pre. But I think I'm going to go into this drum section here and try to chop up something we've used before that I really loved. So we bring it up. We take it from a different spot of the song. And we dive in. Let's see what this sounds like. Woo! Love that. Cool. Let's do one more search of Splice sounds here for the B part of the verse, and then I think that should do it on this track, guys. I'm really excited. Whoa. Lot going on here. I like the grid on that one for the pre. Let's add that in there and use it almost like we did the horns and the piano. It's going to have its own track when it comes in. I love the import function of just having it at your fingertips. That's really great. So I'm dragging this to the bottom, and we're going to bring this up now into the B. Here we go. Let's try it. We need to hear it. I forgot what it sounds like. So let's solo that first with drums just so we can hear. I need to chop it because I don't need all of it. but I'm cool with that. That's the funny part. Okay, soloing drums and that instrument. Really cool. So now this is where Pro Tools really makes things interesting, I think. We're gonna go in and really, I want to make this feel very trappy, this section. So I'm coming up to pitch shift. Usually I would actually route these sounds to the keyboard, which makes it really fun to be able to manipulate very quickly. But we're gonna try to do it here. Half step up. Whoops, faded the wrong thing. We get in, and chopping has been one of the most used tricks for me ever, I think. Just knowing how to do this kind of stuff. Really cool. And we didn't even bring in our pre-chorus stuff or our verse stuff into that section. Let's hear it with the piano and the horns. Boom, boom, boom. Woo! Really happy with that. Last but not least, because we are trying Splice stuff in Pro Tools here, there's a huge progression shift in the pre-chorus. So I just want to show you guys a little bit of what Splice can do here. I'm going to drag over the synth progression into Splice as a reference and see what they recommend we add to the song. I'm very curious. So I'm dragging this in. To get rid of what you've already dragged in, there's a delete audio function on the top right. We're going to hit that. And then drag the new audio in here. I'm sending them, by the way, so that you can hear it. This is what I submitted to Splice here. I wanted to go simple. Crazy. That's a whole track in itself too. I want to use this more felt than heard. There's a ton of like movement and energy in the sample. Let's hear it again. Cool, let's filter some of that out. I actually like the top part better to use as almost like a reverb throw, and the bottom is just kind of whatever because I have so many synths playing that part already. So I'm coming in. Let's see what verb is on this computer. We got some stuff on here. Let's see. Let's see how that feels. I'm throwing this underneath all our synths just as a bit of a texture change on the second pre-chorus. Here it comes. Woo! Back to the chorus. Really cool. Moral of the story, really love where this track is going. Huge fan of the in Pro Tools integration of Splice. I think this is a way to make producers' lives a lot easier with workflow. And also, the recommendation function is really cool. It forces us as producers to use our A&R ears a little bit of knowing which sounds are the right fit. And then just encouraging not to just drag and drop, but to come in and really mess with everything. I think that's what makes something really unique and cohesive to what you're trying to build. So I think everyone should get out and try this. I had a blast working with the Splice team today. We're going to write to this track and make it a hit. And other than that, keep making great music, guys.